Class 5B's assembly. Our assembly is all about Guy Fawkes and the gunpowder plot.
Allow us to go back in time to the 1600s.
Many parts of Europe were on the brink of war due to problems about religion. Problems were between the Catholic and Protestant faiths.
Guy Fawkes is perhaps the most infamous member of the group of Catholics who plotted to assassinate King James I in 1605.
Henry VIII brought England out of the Catholic faith. He destroyed monasteries where Catholic monks lived and took all of the land which had belonged to the Catholic Church.
Some Catholics lost their position of power.
Many who practiced their religion in secret for fear of being arrested. Others, including priests, were executed when they weren't accepting the new religion or Henry VIII as head of the new church.
When James I became King of England, he hoped to bring peace and stability.
His wife, Anne of Denmark, became a Catholic, and it was hoped that both groups of people could live peacefully.
However, many members of the House of Commons were very anti-Catholic and put pressure on James I to continue to make life difficult for Catholics.
Life became pretty tough for the Catholics. Rather than accommodate the faith, the new Protestant movement destroyed the monasteries and persecuted Catholics. It was a disastrous time and many Catholics were banished. The brave, however, continued to practice in secret.
The plotters planned to use gunpowder to blow up the House of Lords during the state of opening of Parliament on the 5th of November 1605 when James I was opening Parliament.
February 1605.
I took the name John Johnson and placed myself inside the building, acting as Robert Percy's servant. Across the River Thames, Robert Catesby had a store where he had set up the gunpowder. Some of the other conspirators rowed a boat in the cover of night and delivered the gunpowder to me. I hid it in the undercroft and waited. It was perfect.
October 1605.
We have waited patiently. The plague returned to London, meaning everything had to be postponed. Now Parliament are due to meet again. We will be ready!
The letter was sent anonymously and warned Lord Monteagle not to attend the opening of Parliament on the 5th of November. Lord Monteagle alerted the authorities and the Houses of Parliament were searched. Fawkes and the gunpowder were discovered.
25th of July.
I thought Robert Catesby was beginning to get cold feet. He had told us he had spoken to Father Henry Garnet and asked if it was morally right to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Is it right to kill the innocent as well as the guilty?
Luckily, Father told them that these actions could be excused.
Today we had 20 barrels of gunpowder. Tomorrow we are expecting another 16.
28th of July.
Then the accursed plague, it has returned again and delayed Parliament. I need to go away for a while.
October.
I have returned and we finally have Parliament due to return. We have finalised the details. I would light the fuse and escape across the River Thames.
Whilst this was happening, others would revolt in the Midlands, ensuring Princess Elizabeth was kidnapped.
Everything was set in motion now. We had a date in which we would perform the action. The 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November!
Guard Fawkes would only confess he works alone. The king was unhappy and sent Guard Fawkes to the Tower of London to be tortured, something that was forbidden in normal circumstances.
On the 7th of November, after days of torture, he confessed and told of the remaining conspirators.
On the 8th of November, Casterby and the others were killed fighting the king's men. Wintour was arrested with 3 others. On the 31st of January, Wintour and Guy Fawkes was hung, drawn and quartered.
This is a picture showing Catholics planning what is known as the gunpowder plot. The men led by Robert Casterby
he thought that Catholics were being treated so unfairly that drastic action was needed.
The very evening of the gunpowder plot, people lit bonfires to celebrate.
Since that time, people have celebrated 5th of November by lighting bonfires.
Sometimes the bonfires have figures of Guy Fawkes put on them. Traditionally, children would create this guy and carry it around, asking for a penny for the guy.
People often go to firework displays. The fireworks symbolise the explosion that would have happened if the gunpowder plot had succeeded.
Eventually, all the other plotters are found and executed. Bonfire Night is a celebration of the failure of the gunpowder plot.
1605 was a time when people weren't free to practice their own faith. Guy Fawkes wanted to be a martyr for the Catholic faith. It's important that we think about the freedoms that we have today. What freedoms are you grateful for? What would your life be like without them?
In the name of the Father, and the Son,